Have you ever found yourself regretting something you shared? A piece of your life or your heart that you wished you could take back? It's a common experience, isn't it? We open up, we trust, and sometimes that trust is misplaced, or our words are misunderstood, even by those closest to us. The painful reality is that in our desire for connection, or sometimes out of a simple, innocent desire to confide, we can inadvertently expose ourselves to unintended consequences. We might find ourselves vulnerable, open to manipulation, or simply burdened by the reactions of others. It's a delicate balance, knowing what to share and what to hold close. But there are certain pieces of information, certain aspects of our lives, that are truly best kept to ourselves, not because we don't trust our loved ones, but because protecting these intimate details safeguards our peace of mind, our financial security, and our emotional well-being as we navigate these golden years. In this video, we're going to explore 5 such deeply personal secrets, things that, for your own good, you should think twice about sharing, even with the dearest friends or family members. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you, something that might just change the way you approach conversations forever. Let's dive right into the first one, a topic that often feels uncomfortable to discuss, yet is critically important for your peace of mind and security, your precise financial details and assets. Now, I'm not talking about broadly discussing your retirement plans or expressing general concerns about the cost of living. What I mean is the specific figures, how much is in your bank accounts, the exact value of your investments, the details of your pension, or the worth of your property. While it might seem harmless to share this information with a trusted friend or even a close family member, doing so can, unfortunately, open a Pandora's box of unforeseen complications. Think about it this way: when you lay out the exact figures of your wealth, you inadvertently paint a target on your back. Suddenly, you might find yourself approached for loans that are never repaid, or perhaps worse, subtly pressured into making financial decisions that aren't truly in your best interest. Sometimes, family members, perhaps struggling themselves, might develop an unspoken expectation that you should support them financially, simply because they now know you have the means. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it stems from desperation or a misunderstanding of your own needs and obligations. But the outcome can be the same: a feeling of being exploited, a strain on relationships, and a significant drain on your hard-earned resources. Consider the potential for scams. Unfortunately, scammers are incredibly sophisticated, and they often target seniors precisely because they are perceived to have accumulated wealth. If bits and pieces of your financial situation slip out, even casually, it can provide valuable information for these predatory individuals to craft more convincing and targeted schemes. They might use details you've innocently shared to build rapport, making their fraudulent requests seem more legitimate. It's a sad reality, but it's one we must be vigilant about protecting ourselves from. So, how do you navigate this delicate terrain? The key is to be polite but firm. If someone probes for specific numbers, you can gently deflect. A simple, "Oh, I manage my finances carefully, and my advisors help me keep everything in order," is often enough. Or, if it's a family member asking for a loan, you might say, "I've set up my finances to ensure my own long-term security, and unfortunately, lending money can complicate relationships." You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation of your financial health. Your financial decisions are deeply personal, and they should remain between you and your trusted financial advisor, not become public knowledge among your social circle or extended family. Remember, your wealth, however modest or substantial, is a tool for your security and enjoyment in your later years. It's there to support your independence, to cover unexpected expenses, and to allow you to pursue hobbies and interests that bring you joy. When that information becomes widely known, it can attract unwanted attention, creating stress where there should be peace. Keeping these details private isn't about being secretive or distrustful. It's about being prudent and protecting your future. It's about setting healthy boundaries that ensure your financial well-being is solely focused on supporting your life goals, not on managing the expectations or demands of others. This boundary allows you to maintain control and reduces the likelihood of awkward situations or outright exploitation. It truly empowers you to make choices that serve you best, without external pressures clouding your judgment. It lets you sleep soundly at night, knowing your nest egg is secure and protected. Now that we've delved into the importance of safeguarding your financial privacy, let's consider another highly sensitive area, one that often weighs heavily on our minds, especially as we age. This next secret involves something that is deeply personal and can profoundly affect your emotional state if not handled with care. This next sensitive area is your deepest health anxieties or specific fears. It's natural to worry about our health as we get older. We feel new aches, notice changes, and sometimes our minds jump to the worst-case scenarios. And it's equally natural to want to talk about these worries, to seek comfort or advice from friends and family. However, sharing every specific fear, every perceived symptom, or every health anxiety with a wide circle can be surprisingly detrimental. Why is this so sensitive for one? Well-meaning friends, though they care deeply, are not medical professionals. When you share a specific worry, say, a nagging pain you've been feeling, you might receive a flood of unsolicited advice, often based on anecdotal evidence, old wives' tales, or even terrifying personal stories. Suddenly, your simple concern is amplified, twisted into something far more alarming than it needs to be. You might hear stories of someone who had a similar symptom that turned out to be a grave illness, which only serves to heighten your own anxiety and distress. This can lead to unnecessary panic, self-diagnosis, and a cycle of worry that is incredibly difficult to break free from. Furthermore, it can sometimes be used by others, perhaps unconsciously, to gain sympathy or control. If you constantly share your deepest health fears, you might inadvertently become seen as the one who is always sick, which can then affect how others interact with you, potentially limiting your social life or even your independence. True support comes from understanding and listening, not from fear-mongering or unqualified diagnoses. So, what should you do instead? Your health concerns are best discussed with your doctor or other trusted healthcare professionals. They are the ones equipped to provide accurate information, proper diagnosis, and appropriate treatment plans. If you need emotional support, choose one or two truly confidential individuals, perhaps a spouse, a sibling, or a very close friend, who you know will listen without judgment and offer comfort, not alarm. Your specific medical history and anxieties are private matters, and keeping them so helps you maintain a clear head and focus on real solutions, rather than getting lost in a labyrinth of imagined ailments or the frightening, unqualified opinions of others. It helps you stay positive and proactive about your health, rather than becoming consumed by generalized anxiety. Now, let's turn our attention to another delicate subject: family conflicts or grievances. Every family has its share of disagreements, misunderstandings, and perhaps even long-standing issues. It's simply part of the complex tapestry of human relationships. The temptation to confide in an outsider, a friend, a neighbor, or even another family member not directly involved can be strong, especially when emotions run high or you feel a sense of injustice. However, broadcasting internal family disputes can, more often than not, cause more harm than good. When you share intimate details of family arguments or personal grievances with someone outside the immediate situation, you invite an external perspective that might not fully grasp the nuances, the history, or the underlying emotions. The person you confide in might inadvertently take sides, offer unhelpful advice, or even worse, spread the information, turning a private family matter into public gossip. This can escalate tensions, create new rifts, and make reconciliation even more difficult. It can also put the person you're confiding in an uncomfortable position, as they may feel compelled to offer solutions they aren't equipped to give, or to judge individuals they don't truly know. Ultimately, it erodes the privacy and trust within the family unit itself. Your family dynamics, however challenging, are a private domain. They are best navigated within the family, or with the guidance of a professional mediator or therapist if things become truly intractable. These professionals are trained to facilitate communication and resolution without judgment, unlike a well-meaning friend who might unintentionally fuel the fire. Keeping these matters contained allows for a greater chance of healing and resolution without external interference. It's about respecting the boundaries of your own family unit, even when those boundaries feel strained. Next, let's explore something that touches upon our personal histories and vulnerabilities. This is about being selective with whom you share the most intimate parts of your past or your deepest insecurities. In life, we all have moments of struggle, failures, or personal vulnerabilities that have shaped us. These experiences are part of who we are, and sometimes there's a natural urge to share them, especially when trying to build connection or seek understanding. However, revealing your deepest personal vulnerabilities or past mistakes, especially to new acquaintances or those you don't yet fully trust, can leave you exposed. The risk here is not just gossip, though that is certainly a possibility. More significantly, this kind of information can, unfortunately, be used to manipulate or exploit you. Someone who knows your weaknesses, your regrets, or the areas where you feel most insecure might subtly leverage that knowledge to their advantage. They could play on your sympathies, suggest solutions that benefit them, or simply use the information to diminish you or control the narrative about you. It's a sad truth that not everyone you meet has your best interests at heart. Building trust takes time, and your deepest personal stories, your true vulnerabilities, should be reserved for those who have consistently proven themselves worthy of that trust. Individuals who have demonstrated empathy, discretion, and unwavering support over a significant period. Don't rush into sharing the most sensitive parts of yourself. Allow relationships to deepen organically, testing the waters of trust and discretion gradually. Protecting these aspects of your identity is an act of self-preservation and a way to ensure that your authentic self is only truly known and appreciated by those who truly earn that privilege. Now that we've discussed safeguarding your private health worries, keeping family matters within the family, and being discerning about sharing your past vulnerabilities, let's move on to the fifth and final secret, one that directly impacts your future and your personal autonomy. The fifth and final secret you should guard closely, especially as you navigate these wonderful later years, are your future plans or major life decisions before they are completely concrete. This might sound counterintuitive. We're often encouraged to share our dreams and aspirations with others, to get feedback, to feel supported. And while that's generally true for most aspects of life, when it comes to truly significant, life-altering decisions in your golden years, premature sharing can invite a barrage of well-meaning but ultimately unhelpful or even detrimental input. Think about planning a big move, perhaps to a different city or even another country, a decision to downsize your home, embark on a new significant hobby, make a major investment, or even start a new relationship. These are deeply personal choices that require careful consideration, self-reflection, and often quiet planning. However, if you announce these plans before they are fully formed, before you've weighed all the pros and cons and are truly committed, you open yourself up to a flood of opinions, advice, and even emotional pressure from friends and family. They might have their own ideas about what's best for you, rooted in their own fears, experiences, or even their desire to keep you close. For example, imagine you're contemplating selling your large family home and moving into a smaller, more manageable place. This is a huge decision, both practically and emotionally. If you mention it casually to friends or family before you've even consulted a realtor or fully explored your options, you might be met with comments like, "Oh, you're not really going to sell the house. That's where all the family memories are." Or, "But what about the grandchildren? How will they visit?" While these comments might come from a place of love, they can quickly become overwhelming, filling you with doubt and making it harder to make a decision that is truly aligned with your needs and desires. The pressure can be immense, leading to second-guessing or even abandoning a plan that was genuinely right for you. Furthermore, if you share a major future plan that eventually changes or falls through, you might then face awkward questions, disappointment from others, or even feel a sense of failure. It's far better to do your research, explore your options quietly, and make your decisions in your own time, with perhaps only one or two extremely trusted individuals like a spouse or a professional advisor involved in the early stages. Once your plans are firm, once you've made your decision and are ready to act, that's the time to announce it. By presenting a finalized plan, you convey confidence and commitment, which makes it much harder for others to sway you or undermine your choices. This approach allows you to maintain control over your own life trajectory, ensuring that your path is truly your own, shaped by your desires and needs, not by the expectations or anxieties of others. It empowers you to live a life that genuinely fulfills you, without feeling compelled to justify or defend every step of your journey. So, as we bring our conversation to a close, let's reflect on the essence of what we've discussed today. We've talked about the wisdom of keeping certain aspects of your life private, not out of mistrust, but out of a profound respect for your own peace, security, and autonomy. We've explored why it's so important to hold close your precise financial details, shielding yourself from potential exploitation or undue influence. We delved into the need to handle your deepest health anxieties with discretion, sharing them only with those who can truly help, rather than those who might unintentionally amplify your fears. We also considered the delicate nature of family conflicts, recognizing that some matters are best resolved within the family unit, without external interference that can complicate healing. And finally, we touched upon the importance of guarding your personal vulnerabilities and your future plans until they are solid, protecting yourself from judgment, manipulation, or premature pressure. Remember, safeguarding these pieces of your life isn't about building walls. It's about building healthy boundaries. It's about recognizing that your well-being, your financial security, and your emotional peace are paramount. Small changes in how you communicate and what you choose to share can indeed make an enormous difference to your health and happiness as you enjoy these vibrant years. It allows you to feel truly in control of your own narrative, your own destiny. I truly hope this conversation has given you some valuable food for thought, perhaps a new perspective on protecting your personal space and peace of mind. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever experienced a situation where sharing too much led to complications? Or perhaps you have a story of how keeping something private truly benefited you. Please share your experiences and insights in the comments section below. Your wisdom helps all of us learn and grow. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, a like, and consider subscribing to the channel. We're always here to offer more practical advice and supportive insights to help you thrive. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, your golden years are a time for peace, joy, and living authentically. Embrace your wisdom, trust your instincts, and live your best life at every age.